Try and explore as many things as you want, even those that aren't strictly related to your main line of career. Hi, I'm Ali Thomas. I'm a software engineer specialized in Java. I develop software for a company whose main focus is risk management in the automotive industry. We work with pretty much all the biggest car manufacturing brands around the world. And my work specifically is under the content branch, creating and maintaining microservices.
Hi, my name's Scott. I'm a developer advocate for a company called Graph CMS. So I primarily help with education on using the product and sort of lowering the barrier to entry. I primarily deal with content creation, so video courses, blog posts. It's my calling. I'm really enjoying it. What do you like about working as a developer?
The ability to create anything from scratch. It can be a simple, tiny idea, or it can be something huge and complex, but you can bring it into life using code. And I
Yeah,
love to feel challenged every day and to be pushed towards always finding a better solution than the last one. Being able to provide solutions for so many things and watch them slowly come to life makes you feel like you have superpowers or something. So I really love
absolutely.
that.
That was always one of the things which got me. It was just making something out of nothing, making stuff do stuff.
Exactly.
It's always been a great feeling.
What made you decide to transition to being a developer advocate?
I've always liked sharing what I've learned. So when I first started out in web development in like 2016, I always really enjoyed, writing about anything I'd learned, and then just I mean, primarily I did it for future me when I wanted to remember how to do that one thing, and I'd just go
Yeah.
back to my blog and sort of read back. I found a lot of people really appreciated that as well. I really enjoyed that aspect of it, just writing about stuff. And then, I don't know, when about 2019, I started adding video content to my blog posts as well. So I'd like do a really long sort of blog post on how to do like something from scratch to the end. I just really enjoyed that aspect of just helping the person who was stuck with that one thing. So if you look at like my blog post, it's not like clickbaity sort of titles. It's more of the thing which I found how to do, and that's basically the title: how to do X with Y sort of thing. And I just like to help the person who was sort of struggling, with that same sort of issue I was having. What's been the most interesting experience you've had in your career so far?
Right now at my company and with my team, we're having the opportunity to actually build services entirely from zero.
Oh,
Uh,
awesome!
so
Greenfield,
starting,
nice.
yeah, so starting a project afresh and working on its architecture and defining tools, frameworks, even which language I'm going to use is actually making it yours. Is quite frankly, I think the
Yeah,
most interesting experience I've had.
you just get to own it, and then you have all the tribal knowledge basically for that system. No one's going to know it as well as the people who actually built it. So, yeah, that's a
Yeah.
really cool and exciting sort of thing to be doing. What do you like most about developing on Windows?
I grew up with Windows and have only ever worked with Windows, so naturally there's this familiarity with all things Windows. I love that there's practically nothing you can't do with it in terms of programming. I also love that I can interchangeably test experiences doing back end and front end, and of course I appreciate all the other tools that are part of my daily basis.
I think like most people, I mean, uh, the sort of first OS you sort of see introduced to is Windows. I mean, I think my
Yeah.
dad had Windows 95 on his PC. I didn't
Uh-huh.
really get into that sort of stuff until I was like in my job when they said, "Can you start doing this stuff?" But I've used all of them like professionally. Yeah, even Linux. But I think with Windows Subsystem for Linux and Windows, you've just got everything you need I think you were saying this just a second ago, LA, where you've got everything you need.
Can you tell me a bit about your blog?
It's just my notes to myself. Have you heard the term digital garden? Where it's sort of like a blog, sort of like just where you leave notes and stuff like that. It's not like a publishing house. You don't sort of have, one bit of like one post which is just like written and done. You sort of add to it and improve to it over time, rather than just sort of like just bang out a blog post and then just leave it.
I made my first blog post last week. I'm more of a like tutorial kind of blog.
Yeah,
I think that's what I'm gonna do.
90% of the stuff on my blog is like a guide or a tutorial or a how to. And it's just helps me sort of solidify my understanding of things. Stick with it, absolutely, because you can just keep notes. I mean, for me,
Yeah.
it's just like a notebook I can just refer back to on how I've done something. What is the best piece of advice you've ever been given, and what advice do you have for students or younger professionals?
To try and explore as many things as you want, even those that aren't strictly related to your main line of career. Because throughout my life as a student, my time as a student, and now during my professional career, I've tried a huge amount of things and worked so many different jobs that are not even related to programming. But I would never think that I wasted a minute, of my life. Everything adds up and provides you with varied skills that can help you in any industry. And who knows, you might end up discovering a new passion or a hidden talent. So my advice is to never stop learning and to not be afraid of wandering outside of what you're used to. Do you have any advice for people wanting to switch lanes in their careers?
Do it. If you think you're going to grow and get anything out of it, then absolutely do it. Obviously, it's going to be a scary prospect. The thought of starting over again. I did that when I transitioned from, uh, you know, being like a VBA developer into a web developer, and that was something I had to do while holding down a full-time job, and it was tough. It was incredibly tough to begin with. If you want to do it, then you'll find the time to do it. But I would say it's been worthwhile for me. It's been, I wouldn't say life changing, but it's like a whole new world of
Mhm.
stuff I didn't know about. I think that's the cool thing with programming. It's not
Yeah,
a done thing, is it? There's always something new to try and
to
do, or
try.
uh,
Exactly.
exactly, yeah.
Scott, I know you use Windows Subsystem for Linux. What do you like about it?
WSL2 is great. So you can use like graphical user interfaces, which are part of Linux. So like you can install Firefox on Ubuntu, let's say, and you can run like your end-to-end tests in totally sort of virtualized environment. So just go off, install Cypress, run all your tests, and within WSL, it will pop open the Firefox of Ubuntu and run the tests in that, which is great. So I also like the fact that um, there's a couple of repos you can get on the Microsoft Store, but you can go off and, like, say you want to do CentOS, you can go off, get the Docker image, like the root FS file, and you can import that into WSL, and then you can have your own Linux operating system in Windows, which wasn't available on the store, but you just sort of spun it up yourself.
Well, Scott, it was very nice talking to you. I learned a lot from what you do, and I wish you the best in your developer advocate role. And thank you for sharing information with the community.
Brilliant. Yeah. Thanks, Ale. It was really nice talking to you. Absolute pleasure. And really interested in getting to learn about what you do, um, and talking about what we both do together. I've really enjoyed it. So thank you very much.